Tell me the words and I'll write it.
I don't think so. You can look up and write it. Write the date first.
What's the date? Oh.
Hi guys, so I wanted to give a glimpse at what our day looks like when we are homeschooling, and also talk about what curriculum I'm currently using for everything. This is going to be kind of a look back for me because I have a horrible memory, and just the season I'm in, because things are constantly changing and what works one day might not work the next, and so on. So as of right now, I started homeschooling in October, middle of October, and it is now the end of February. So I'm still very new to this. My kids are 5 in kindergarten, 8 in 2nd grade, and 10 in 5th grade. My daughter, the 5-year-old, is currently enrolled in a charter school where her brothers used to attend. But when they stopped doing in-class learning, my boys wanted no part of being on an iPad all day. And so I decided to pull them out. Things were going really well with my oldest, my 5th grader. When he was in the online learning with like the Zoom calls and the workbooks. But he and I were working really well together here at home. So when my 8-year-old was struggling really hard to be on an iPad, I just decided to pull them both out together. And I figured we just finished this year for my 5th grader at home. And hopefully my plan was to get my 8-year-old back in class as soon as possible, just like my kindergartner. But here it is, the end of February, and they're talking about making in-class learning available. My daughter actually is supposed to start tomorrow with a half day, so it'll be her first time actually attending class. And then the next day she'll have a half day, and then next week she's supposed to start 4 days a week. So if the governor doesn't change things and the germs can be contained, then hopefully she'll be back in class. And if I can get my son back enrolled into his charter school, then I will aim to have him back in class as well. It is a bit of work, and there might be a waiting list for him to go back in. So we'll see how that goes. It might be next year, it might be even longer before he can go back to his charter school. So to start, I'm usually up between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., usually around 4, but once in a while I can sleep. So I get up in the morning. I usually watch a couple YouTube videos to get me motivated and in the spirit of homeschooling, because it's not something I ever thought I would do. I didn't do great in school, especially high school. I did graduate and I did really good in college, but I didn't do great in high school at all. I have ADHD and I have a horrible memory. So the combination just, it was not good for me. So not to throw a pity party for myself or anything like that, but just so you guys know, I have epilepsy, endometriosis, and ADHD. And that's a big part of the reason I never thought I would be able to homeschool. I have good days and bad days with the current regimen I'm on of medications. I do have a lot more good days than bad, and I'm so grateful for that. But when I have my random bad days or just days where we're not feeling it, we don't do homeschool, or we don't do all of our work. I just have a basic planner here. What our days, what our week looks like is Sunday night, I will sit down and kind of get an idea of the work that we're gonna do. And then I kind of take notes in my planner on the daily section. This is like a month. There's a month. And what I write on the month pages is just like birthdays and appointments and stuff like that. but then in like the note section, I write down the order in which I expect us to do our homeschool. So what I have here is the first thing the boys are supposed to do, and this starts at 8 o'clock. They're usually up around 6, and they watch the local news and they eat breakfast, and they need to be ready to go by 8 o'clock because they can have water, but they can't eat again until 10 for snack time. So what we do starting out is they do spelling words, and they each have a binder, just a 3-ring binder. And on the very front is their spelling words for the week. So it's usually about 10 words. They write them twice. And then I purchased these on Amazon. They're just little wooden letters, and there's probably 4 or 5 of each in each little box. And the words that they feel they're struggling with, I'll have them spell them out with the little letters. This has also been great for my kindergartner who's learning how to spell words. They absolutely love playing with this. But I feel like it helps them remember the correct spelling of the word when they're taking the time to find the letters and really focus on spelling out the word. And then Fridays we do a little spelling test. And if they get all 10 words right, they get $1. So bribing my kids, I know, but twice a week they spell out 3 words, 3 different words. Trask, sorry, puppy dog. After spelling, they do cursive every day. And what I used for cursive was, let's see, these Brain Quest workbooks. They had, okay, so I have older versions of it that had spelling or cursive included, and they were doing the spell, or boy, I cannot talk today. They were doing the cursive section, which was just practicing the alphabet, and a couple small words. And they did that twice. So now we've moved on to cursive that is provided by or available through Gather Round, which is our primary homeschool curriculum. And I'll show you. They have several different units. I think there's close to 20 by now. Some of the units have different things. This is the transportation unit that was just released. And so along with that is the cursive that you can purchase. And basically what it is, there's a lot of copy work in here, like sentences or words, stuff like that. There's also on most pages, let's see, images that they can color if they want to take a break from the cursive. There is Bible scriptures that they are to look up and then try and write it in cursive. It's not all copy work and it's not all tracing, but there is some tracing. And this even goes back to the simple stuff like, what's it called? Like the alphabet, the A, B, C, all that. But then there's also like sentences that they can trace or write on their own. So it's a little advanced, I feel like, for my boys. They don't have the greatest handwriting, and this is something that I was hoping would strengthen their handwriting. But looking back, I kind of feel like they do need to work on their handwriting a little bit better. My 8-year-old seems to love it though, and it's not all about the cars and trucks and planes and boats. He just seems to like cursive, so that's good to know about him, I guess. After they do cursive, they start in on math. That's usually around 9 o'clock. And I try and do a 15-minute break in between each section. They usually go and jump on the trampoline or run up and down our cul-de-sac or something like that. So just kind of get some physical activity in between subjects. Well, technically still I'm using these Brain Quest books. Most parents would call these supplemental, and that's how I used it because our main curriculum covers so many different subjects. I would have my kids pick 3 subjects. There's maybe 10 of them. They would pick 3 subjects and they would do 2 pages of each. So like spelling and vocabulary, phonics, reading and writing, math skills, addition, multiplication, money and time, social studies and science. The main ones that we really focused on was the language arts, social studies, and then there was always a math. But now that they've completed all of the math and language arts in these books, I've had to move on. So what I have found is spectrum math, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I feel like it's right on, like, as far as where they need to be with math. And it's been great. We've only been in this book for about a week now, so we're still kind of new to it, but so far it's been great. And my goal is to kind of fine tune the stuff that they already know and then bounce around a little bit. So like my 5th grader, I wanted him to really master multiplication and division, but at the same time, I know that he needs to learn fractions and decimals better than what he knows now. So we'll do multiplication and division, like maybe 2 days a week each, but then there'll be a day of division, or not division, decimals or fractions. And I don't assign curriculum 5 days a week. So really they'll do multiplication or division 2 to 3 days a week. We don't always get all of our work on our list done every day. It's just kind of, my goal is to aim for multiplication, then division, then fractions, then multiplication or division. And how our work week looks is we do like the things on the list Monday through Thursday. Friday is either a catch-up day, or they've been doing research papers, which they seem to love. I let them pick a topic or something that they're interested in, and they look through dictionaries or books that we have, and they get information from there. And then we search YouTube and the internet, and we try and find more information. And then I have them write at least half a page, if not a full page, which helps their handwriting and their grammar. And then they will share what they've learned with dad, or they'll FaceTime their aunt or a grandma and tell them all about it. So it's something that they really look forward to, and they're doing awesome with it. I love it. So sorry, back to this. So after math, again, they would do something in their workbook, 2 pages of 3 different subjects. Now that we've done most of the subjects in the book, I would say 2 days a week, I have them go through the subjects that they haven't completed, and we'll just work on the pages that need done. And in this sense, we do it front to back. Each section, we start at the beginning and go to the back. So they still have some work in these books. Most of it's been done. But so yeah, 1 or 2 days a week, I'll have them finish up in here. And then the other 2 days a week, I'll have them do either stuff I've printed for free off of the internet, like Pinterest or something. I'll have them do a couple sheets, or we just got this language arts book for my oldest, my 5th grader. And my plan is to have him do a lesson a day with this. I'm also planning to incorporate more social studies. Social studies has been kind of a big thing for me. I feel that it's pretty important. And history is something I would love to incorporate. How their gather round curriculum works is there'll be history and stuff like that incorporated in it, and we'll just kind of like follow that rabbit trail and learn something about history, like do some more research on it. If it mentions the Revolutionary War or something like that, then we'll spend a good hour doing research on that and learning more about it. After they've done their workbook stuff, which again is like reading and language arts and social studies and science and stuff like that, we just call it Workbook Work. Then we do the gather round, and I will let you guys know we just started inventions. We're on lesson 2 today. It's been great. It's something that my kids are really excited for, and so that makes it a little easier for us to get through it. But what this incorporates is Bible studies, geography, art, inventions, science, history, social studies, language arts, writing, and grammar. That's all incorporated in a lesson, in the lessons that we do every day. There's 20 lessons in a unit, and it takes us a full month because, again, we aim for 4 days a week. And honestly, we don't always do it 4 days a week. If I'm having a really bad day, then we might not get to it. Or the kids will have a bad day. They're just not feeling it. And I'm okay with that. Or we have too many errands to run or something like that. It's okay. It's not something that I'm pushing myself to do to the point that we're all miserable. Let's put it that way. But majority of the time we do get it all done. So how the gather around works is I read to them. It's like 3 or 4 pages, and we'll stop after about every paragraph and just kind of summarize and ask questions or talk about things, and that really slows it down. I think we could probably get through the reading portion in about 20-30 minutes. But I kind of slow it down and we really discuss things to make sure that they have a clear understanding. And then when I'm done reading to the boys, then they will go and do their workbook pages, which at least 1 or 2 pages will pertain to the lesson, and the other 2 are just totally random, like geography or science or something else. That way they're doing that portion of the work. Hi, puppy. Mwah. This is Lucy Lou, our bloodhound. Hi. So it's early morning. This is the time when I'm usually like watching Facebook or something like that, or watching YouTube videos, something like that. No. How our day looks is my boys are up at 6. We watch the news. We start on Homeschool. Then I try and have everything done by noon, but by lunchtime. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. It seems like we're always stuck doing our fix-it grammar, which is what we do after the gather round. Seems like that's always after lunch. I will show you that more in detail on our whiteboard and how we do that. But I'm going to try and show you guys a glimpse at our day. The time is now 7:05, so the boys know that they have an hour left to eat and get dressed and get started on homeschool. So I'm going to go clear the table and make sure that they're eating so that they're not whining about being hungry all day. And I will show you guys where we start, how we do it. We do everything at the kitchen table. If it's a lot of reading, my son, my 5th grader, will go in his room and read, or in the office and read. But mostly we just work together at the table while my daughter does her Zoom classes. All right, so maybe you can tell by my makeup, we just got back from a walk. Like I said, nothing is set in stone. So we decided, since it was gorgeous and sunny out, we would take the dog for a walk and practice somebody's money skills. What'd you get to do, Mason?
I bought a box of donuts, cookies, and juice for everybody.
Okay, where was I?
You were outside.
I was outside with the dog.
And I came too.
Yeah, so
Oh, we used the card.
Yep, they used my debit card and they went inside all by themselves while I was right outside the door with the dog. And they bought juice and cookies and donuts. So I had a good excuse for all my junk food. Right, guys?
Yeah.
So it made us about an hour late on starting school. It's now 9:17. And where are you guys at? Where are you guys at?
I'm at my spelling words. Me too.
Spelling words? Did you finish your spelling words?
Wait, no, I did my spelling words. Now I have to do my cursive. I'm on it right now.
Okay.
I'm on my spelling words.
Okay, get it done. Nice and neat. All right, so I needed to show you guys my whiteboard and how we do that. Sorry, it's probably backwards, but Mason's list, spelling, cursive, math, language arts, gather round, fix it grammar. So So he's almost done with language arts. He puts the little check marks by it. This is our sentence today for Fix It Grammar. I write the date down here, and I ask the boys to write the date on all their papers. Mason, did you get the date on that?
No, what is the date?
Right here.
Okay.
You know that. There's Ryland's list started. I have to finish filling it out. Hold on, Aji. Yep. And then I also want to show you guys my calendar and how I do that. So this is, I showed you guys like the big calendar that I do, but day to day, this is what we use. I write down what they're doing. Actually, this goes on Tuesdays. And we do, what's it called? Where you write it down after you've done it, usually, or I'll write it down for the day, and then hold myself accountable by making sure it gets done. And if it doesn't get done, then we just transfer it over to Fridays to make sure that everything's done.
What is G on?
But I usually, gather around. But I usually make sure and try my hardest to make them get it all done the day it's due. All right, guys, so I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. I was really thinking that I would have the time to show exactly what all the kids do, but this video is already kind of long, so I think I'm gonna call it quits and film another one another day. Sorry if I seemed a little airheaded. I had a seizure in my sleep last night and kind of scrambles my brain a little. I have a hard time speaking and remembering the words I want to use. But thanks for watching. I would love any feedback you have in the comments below. And I look forward to doing more homeschool videos in the future. If that's something you're interested in, please feel free to subscribe. Thank you.